Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Felicia?
I am blessed. I am doing well, and I'm
Oh,
honored that you want me to be on your little live. I love
of
it.
course. You were one of the first people I thought of because I think it's so obviously, I think your niche is so cool, but I also think you're so inspiring with the way you just go for it. And that's one of
Yeah.
the questions I have for you later because you literally just go for it and put yourself out there and you've freaking rocked it. So I am so excited for everyone to hear your story. But
Yeah.
to give a little introduction, Felicia is a photographer for everyone who's here, and you have such a cool and inspiring story because you've been in such a specific niche, but the way
Mhm.
you've incorporated mindset work and personal development
Yeah.
and coaching into your photography is so cool. And I think it's really cool to show entrepreneurs how there are so many possibilities outside of what they think their traditional path could be with
Yeah.
whatever niche they're in. So I want to give the floor to you to kind of share your personal story, your personal journey, and kind of the ups and downs of your career and your
Yeah.
personal life and how you've gotten to where you are now.
Yeah, so I am a portrait photographer based in the Austin, Texas area. I wasn't always a portrait photographer. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I have two grown kids. One's 18, one's 23, been married for 24 years. And so when I quit my job, I did ultrasound for 15 years at a local hospital. So I was in the medical field. I was caring for patients. I was coaching them, and I didn't know I was coaching them. I was networking, and I didn't know I was networking, but it's just a part of who I am. That's how God created me, right? And so at the same time, I was doing photography on the side, just a couple of days a week, trying to find my groove. I did it all, weddings, babies, and all the things. And I quickly realized, as me, it was my late 30s. So it was about 2014, 2015. I was realizing that, we do as moms, as women, we do a lot for everybody else. But what do we do for ourselves? And honestly, I wanted my photography to kind of move into that journey because I was becoming someone else. I was evolving into someone else and something different. I had done ultrasound for so many years. I'd been doing stuff for everybody else. And I had my first photo shoot at 39, and it was so empowering. And I was like, this is it. I want to do this for other women. It was a therapy for me. It was validation that as I grow older and I age, I'm only becoming better. I'm only becoming wiser. And that's kind of where it kind of took off. So I was like, I found a mentor, and I quit my job in 2016 and late 2016. So it was really 2017 that I went full time, and I just hit the pavement networking and connecting. And I come from the medical field. It's embedded in me. I'm a great connector. I'm a great listener. I'm great at just, relationship building. And that's one of my highest strengths is relationship building, especially when I took the Clifton Strengths Finder. It's like activator. When you talked about Felicia, I like how you go for it.
You
Literally,
do.
I just activate. I don't care. I take action, messy action. And truly, failure
Mm-hmm.
is only feedback. I got to get out there and put myself out there and figure it out. And so I've been I focus on women over 40. I do younger ones, but my demographic is for women over 40. And you can only imagine the things that a lot of people have gone through and the reason why they want these photo shoots. It's more than photos. To me, I'm just a vessel to deliver what they need. And these women are being very vulnerable with me about, what they've gone through, what they've been through, whether they're about to go through. And it's just a way for them to express, to dig deep into that inner divine and express, that in art or in portraiture. And I'm their mindset coach, their therapist, so to speak. And it was only like, I'll never forget when I called you. I found y'all on TikTok. And I was like, I need a mindset coach because I have my own blocks and I'm leveling up. But when I talked to you and the way you described, like this will be very useful in your business. And I was always coaching. I just never had the tools. I just didn't have the tools, and and I just didn't know, like, how does that look? How do I support my clients, not just during a photo shoot, but long after? These women are becoming my bestest of friends. And God has put me in a place where these women are allowing themselves to open up to me. And my prayer is always, Lord, just give me the right words, give me the right things, even though I may not be coaching them like for a long periods of time, but while they're with me, help me just instill something little that they can use daily, to overcome anxiety, overwhelm, worthiness, you know, self-esteem, self-sabotage, any of those things. And I work with a lot of business owners. So it's just beautiful how it's just, God just does this thing. It's like, it's the perfect alignment. No mistakes. God knows what he's doing.
I love that. That is so beautiful. And oh my gosh, I have chills while you're talking. I think you're so inspirational. And even the way that you speak, I can feel it, and I can feel your passion and the way everything fell into place for you. And it's so true that you probably were coaching and mentoring people through photo sessions before you even really realized what you were doing. And now you have the tools and techniques, and you can just help them even more. So yeah. I want to dive into a little bit now how you've incorporated the mindset work into your photography. I know you have everything from programs that you just launched. I know you did a 15K launch in 3 weeks. That's incredible. And when you sent that message to our group, I was beaming. And it's just so, I want to talk more about how you put yourself out there and go for it, but I want you to tell us first about how you've incorporated this mindset work and tools into your photography business, and also what this 15K launch was, what you decided to launch, and what you've been putting out there.
Well, I so much. Okay, how did I incorporate this into my business? Well, the easiest effortless route is photographers, because I am a mentor to photographers. I have been mentoring photographers. And the easiest route was, okay, when they call me, is to get to the, I can't even think, the origin. What do we call it? What like, you know, in the timeline, like the original reason why they
the root cause. The root cause.
I can't think. I got a lot to say.
No, okay.
So now I had these incredible tools, and I was like, oh, you got money blocks, huh? Okay, let's get to the root cause of this, money blocks. And so it was more than just telling them what to do is not going to work. We all, as photographers in my industry, we have the exact same resources. You know, like I made almost $500,000 last year in 2021. We have the exact same resources. Why do some succeed and others don't? When we have the same other mentors, we come from the same groups, we have the same PDFs, almost the same price list, all the things are the same, but why are some succeeding and some are not? And it all goes back to mindset and their money stories, and maybe how they were raised, and you know, that root cause. And so I was just so excited to be able to be like, aha, I can tell you what to do all day. And that's what I had been doing. And some of them weren't doing it, you know, and it was kind of like, I get it now. I've been trained. We need to get to the root cause. Let's release some limiting beliefs. What are these beliefs? And with Yes Supply, you taught me, you know, gave me all the tools. And so it was easy and effortless for me to just start with photographers. You know what I mean? Because I can easily set up a program. I already kind of had it around what I was doing, what I was asked commonly. And then within each module of my program, I would add like a little piece of mindset coaching. Like the first week, so I created this course, right? I think I hired them in November before I graduated in December. And they were like, Felicia, I hired a team. And I was like, I want y'all to create this course for me. I'm graduating with mindset. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know. I have no idea. I need to graduate to see, you know? And so I took the first step of what I want. What did I want? That's what we're always taught. What do you want? I want to create passive income. I want to create a course. I had no idea how this was going to work out. God put it on my heart. I was learning the tools in Yes Supply, and I was like, it's going to be the bomb. I don't know. We're just going to do it. And as I go, I'll figure it out. And so truly, that's what I wanted. And that's what I designed my life around. And so it was incredible creating the course, like going back to photographers having the exact same resources I had. We started about module 1 was about mindset. You know, what is your money mindset? What are your blocks? And creating achievable outcomes. Those are things we learned. It was so easy. The second course was luxury pricing. I get it. We're going to be charging a lot of money. What does a luxury brand business look like? What does pricing look like? What does, you know, service look like? How do you nurture your clients? How do we focus on the top 20% of our clients, you know? And then I taught anchoring, I think it was, you know, like I was like, cause this is a lot of information in an hour and a half. And I was like, it could be a lot of overwhelm. So I taught them how to anchor, you know, if they got overwhelmed. And then, so it was like, I was putting a little bit of Felicia coaching, a little mindset coaching, and like mixing it up. And then the third module was profitability. Like, we're making all this money. Some photographers are making $200,000-300K a year and have nothing to show for it. And I think that's a lot of businesses. It's not even photography, because nobody teaches us in the photography industry how to manage our money, because we are a luxury brand. As portrait photographers, we're bringing in all this money. And then I would teach them action plans. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's do an action plan. You need to set up some bank accounts. You need to figure out how your money's coming in and when it goes out and all the things. So then I was able to incorporate action plans and how to reverse engineer their money goals, you know, because I learned that on Yes Supply. And then leading like a boss was the fourth one, is delegating. As we grow, we need to learn to delegate. That's why I was asking y'all 50 million questions. Like, oh my God, how do I hire this? How do I do this? You know, how do I add a coach? You know, because I'm really excited. And so we talked about delegating, and then, you know, we go back into action plan. And then the fifth bonus one was networking and connecting. And a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there. So there's a lot of shame and worthiness. There was people kind of discussing in the group, like, I don't wear these kind of things and I don't fit in. And I'm like, it's not what it's about. It's all mindset stuff. Yeah. So I literally told my team it needs a launch. I think I graduated in December. I said it needs a launch February 1st and in March 1st. And I just did it. And I had the support of my cohorts. I would ask y'all 50 million questions. I was in the group. I was just trying to figure it out. I have the resources. I was taking action, messy action. Didn't even matter. And here we go. 15K launch without even a sales page or launch. I just putting myself out there and believing it, because I believed what it was. I was happy. I was joyful. I was filled with love and appreciation. And it just came to me. The clients just came to me.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. I'm so inspired by you, and I love hearing your story. And oh my gosh, I feel like I have so many things that I want to say. First of all, it's so cool how you took so many things from the program and targeted it toward money mindset for photographers. How freaking cool is that? And it's so cool to see too that what we teach in the program can be applied to so many different industries. And you're just such an amazing example of that. And so one thing that I've always wanted to talk about this with you, because I see you as so inspiring in this area. You keep talking about messy action and how you just go for it. And I see so many coaches and entrepreneurs, and I've been guilty of this myself in the past, like being scared to put yourself out there because you're waiting for your product or your service to be perfect. And we have this thing of perfectionism and waiting, and maybe it's fear that comes up, but I think fear and perfectionism keep people from launching and creating their offer. And so you keep talking about messy action, and I'm so inspired by you because you always just freaking go for it. So what is your advice or some words of wisdom to people who are like, I have this offer that's been sitting here and I haven't launched it because I'm scared or I'm waiting for the right time?
Well, again, it goes back to kind of what we learn in mindset coaching, is knowing what you want first, you know, knowing exactly what you want, a specific goal, a specific time, you know, a specific date that you want to put it out there. And that holds you responsible. And then telling your goals to someone else, or, you know, one other person, especially somebody in that you inspire to be like, because I think that will hold you accountable. Putting it out there in the world, speaking it with your mouth, saying, I'm going to do this. I am doing this. Look, it's coming. And I think that holds you to another level. And then just you do things with a grateful heart and with love, and it's just poured out with love. There's somebody that's going to like it. You're going to attract the perfect client, you know, for that. And just do it. And we all, when it comes to courses, kind of like, even with me, like I have all the resources. I had so much to say. It was hard to put it into 1.5 hour modules, and 30 minutes of that was a Q&A. So it was very difficult. Just start brainstorming stuff on a piece of paper and then look at it. And you're like, I can talk a little, like we're on live right now. We are creating, this could be a whole course in itself. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like creating little chunks of information, chunking it down, creating, you know, your action plan, putting it all down, reverse engineering things, and using the techniques that we already have. And it's just little things, and you're adding value with love to someone, and just put it out there with no fear. And I know it's hard to say with no fear, but yeah, I don't care. I don't care. And if someone wants to make fun of me in my program that I put something out there and I made a mistake, then that's on them, because I am proud that I even followed through with it. You know what I mean? And I'm always open to constructive criticism. Even in my course, I repeatedly said, thank you so much for your love and support. This is my first course. Y'all are like the OGs, founding members. I am open for constructive criticism. How can I make this better? And just being vulnerable. I'm putting this out there because you want to serve someone. You're living in your purpose. And that takes all the fear away. And if you got to do some mindset stuff, then you can go down your future timeline, turn around, look, and ask yourself, what did you do to get to that point?
I love that. That's so inspiring. And it's so true. It's like being open with your clients or your group coaching program, whatever people launch, it's like being open and vulnerable and just saying, this is my first time and we're all in this together, and I'm doing it out of love and support and passion because I'm doing something I love so much and I want to share it with you. And also remembering that you can always pivot. If something doesn't work and you're like, oh, these breakout groups need to be bigger or smaller, I think I want to talk about this in the next round, then you can pivot. But I love the idea. I just love that you keep saying messy action, because that's what leads to results, in my opinion. The people who go for it fearlessly, knowing that there might be some mess ups along the way, but putting it out there and going for it, are the people who are successful. And I'm just so inspired by you for being one of those people.
I didn't know what I was doing. I ain't never made a course in my life, in the name of Jesus, but I know what I know, and I know this is what I want to say, and I do it every day. So I just wrote it down. And again, I hired a team to help me with content, to create the whole thing. And it's okay to hire people. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money. I made my money back threefold.
That is so cool. I love that. And so another question I had for you is, for entrepreneurs who might be in a specific niche, maybe they're a photographer or a pottery maker, or like someone who has a very specific niche that they're doing, but they want to expand their business and gain a larger clientele, or maybe think outside the box like you have with what their offers are. What words of wisdom or advice do you have for people? Because I'm sure we have so many people who are entrepreneurs in our community that are watching.
Oh yeah, that's a loaded question, because there's so many things that you could do. Like for me as a photographer, every time I tell someone I'm a photographer, oh, my cousin's a photographer, it's like, yeah, not like me. They're not me. Like, you know, like operating in that authentic, you know, in your own voice, and your authentic voice, and being okay to just be focused on one thing. I am very focused on women over 40. I'm very focused on boudoir and beauty. I shoot in studio. I'm very focused on the service that I give. And it's okay if a client calls and it doesn't align. Number two, networking, connecting with other, you know, getting yourself out there. Clients are not going to come if nobody knows who you are. You know, visibility equals credibility equals profitability. You got to be out there. You got to be sharing your stories. You got to be sharing your why. You got to be showing up, whether it's on social media or being in other meetup groups with like-minded business owners, other women or men, you know, so you can be sharing, you know, educating them on what you do, using the social media, using blog posts to kind of write about your journey. I think that's part of being vulnerable, is just, hey, I'm Felicia. I used to do this, and I'm a portrait photographer, and I do this. And it was really hard. And some of my family members didn't think I would make it, or they laughed at me, but I went out there and I did it anyway, with love and kindness, and, you know, asking questions. Have you ever done this? You know, and being around other people that are doing it. I'm sorry, you got to change your environment as we grow. But I tell my mentees, I'm like, you got to change your environment. We can't be in the same environment. When you're leveling up, you got to be with other people that are going the same way, that are leveling up. And you have to network in the rooms. You have to be speaking to those people, and you really have to be showing your story and educating your audience, because if they don't know, they don't know. And then you'll constantly be attracting the wrong ones because they don't know.
It's so true. It's so true. And I love what you said about surrounding yourself with people who are headed in the same direction as you. And maybe there are people who are laughing at you or saying it's not going to work. You've got to keep going. If you know you have a passion for something and you feel it in your gut, like, this is what I want to do, surround yourself with the people who love and support you and see the ultimate vision, and keep going. I love that advice. And I also wanted to ask you personally, what was the biggest mindset shift that you had to make for yourself to achieve this success?
It was a lot, to be honest. When I started the program, it was in August, and I think we started in August or July. And you'll probably remember, this is a testament. I was going through it. My dog died. I transitioned out of my studio. My uncle passed away. I had a lot of heavy stuff I was dealing with, and I loved it in the cohorts that we would go in the little breakout rooms, and we'd get to practice on each other. And some of the girls would be like, Felicia, you know, you need to do a lot of mindset work. You need to do some things. And so I had to do a lot of mindset work to get out of that funky, I mean, it was a funky mood. It was for months. And I know that directly what's happening on inside of me is what's happening outside of me is a reflection of what's happening inside of me. And so I was having cancellations, clients not paying me. September, October, November, the beginning of November were crappy because I was in a negative mood, and I didn't I just needed help. And honestly, being in the cohort and having those breakout rooms really helped me. So I had to create that shift inside of me. You know what I mean? And it's so sad. It was like late November, December, we were just graduating, and I was really listening. I was really hearing. I just hated that I was in a funky mood, you know, and I was going through some things. We all go through things, right? During the time that I should have been a sponge, but I couldn't hear it. And this tells you a lot about mindset. When your client's not paying you and things aren't going your way, you're not in that energy to receive anything if you don't clear out that negative energy. If you're not like seeing someone to clear out that negative energy. And I just had that shift because I would complain, I don't have $10,000 clients. I had a $20,000 client, girl. I don't know if you remember. I don't remember if you remember me talking about, man, when am I going to have $10,000 clients? Well, God was like, there's a $20,000 and how about that? You know, and
so cool.
That shift came. I did a lot of work. I was just listening to the other girls coaching me because we were all practicing on each other. And I was just constantly going back, listening to Reese's videos. And I was really doing the work because I realized that, you know, truly the outside world is a reflection of my inside world. What is happening internally? What am I saying? What am I doing? How is my energy? And just learning the tools and techniques to recognize that I could you know, coach myself, you know, to get me out of that funk. And when I got out of that funk, it just flows. Everything, the great energy would just flow. The money would flow. The abundance would flow as long as I stayed in my joyful happy Thanksgiving moments, and I would just let other things roll. But again, we are living human beings. We will get sucker punched. We will get knocked down. We will be told no. We will be told we suck. We'll get a bad review. But at the end of the day, when you know that you're doing this out of the goodness and love of your heart to add to humanity and to the world, like, who can really stop you? Who? Tell me. It is not my responsibility how other people feel. And if they don't like it, then what God has for me is for me, period.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And you're right. It's all about intention. If you're doing everything from that heart-centered place of love and passion, you'll always be led in the right direction. I think that's so beautiful. And it's also so inspiring when you talked about being in the cohort and you're going through a lot in your personal life. But again, you're still showing up. You're still doing the work. Even when you were in a funky mood, you showed up every single time. You showed up, and look where it got you. Like, it works. Even if we're not showing up as this perfect version of ourselves, the highest, like, best version that we can think of, if you show up, it's going to work out. And you're right. You use the tools and techniques to get back into alignment and get into the flow. And you saw that all come back to you tenfold. So I think that's so inspiring. And I hope people listening can take that away. Even if they're not a part of the program, that's such a valuable life lesson.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just appreciate the program. I have never made, honestly, I've never made a bad investment in anything yet. Everything has been, even if I read a book that most of it was bad, trust me, I took away one piece that was good. But I'm not saying your program's bad. Like, I love the Yes Supply program. And I love that we had, that it was not, that we had accountability group. That's what I call it. You know, like every week we would go and we'd meet each other and we'd see each other because y'all hold me accountable. If I was going through this funk and I was in a self-paced one, I probably wouldn't have made it. Because it's my personality. I need to be held accountable. I need to be in room with women doing it. I need to hear your stories. And I'm just so thankful that God brought us TikTok, which led me to Reese.
Oh my gosh.
I would have never known. That. Or maybe if it was my path, I would have found her on YouTube, whatever, Instagram. You just don't know.
I love that. You might be one of our only students who found us through TikTok. That's at least who's told me that you found us through TikTok. So that makes me happy. I'll have to tell TikTok. Our social media girl that she's doing TikTok. A good job.
Hey, she got me. And I think I've sent you plenty of referrals.
Oh, you have. You've sent us so many. You're just so awesome. So the last question that I've been asking every one of our students, what are some of your favorite techniques from the program? What's one of your favorite techniques that you love to use in your personal life? And then a favorite technique that you've used with your clients?
In my personal life, I love EFT tapping. That's really, really great. So I've learned to do the tapping and I'm learning even more. And it's so easy, I think, when you're coaching in a group, because I'm learning, right? I'm still learning, guys. I'm learning what works in a group, what doesn't work in a group. I use the EFT tapping in my group coaching. I use the anchoring in my group coaching, but I also had to educate them, you know, about if it's not working, it might be something deeper we need to deal with. You know what I mean? I use creating action plans. That's easy for me to get clients to their goals. Creating achievable outcomes. That's a really big one. Putting a plan into the future, you know, like releasing that anxiety around future events. That's really incredible because some clients, you know, photographers getting anxious about certain events coming up or having to talk to a client or something. I use a lot of time techniques, you know, but again, I'm in a group setting, and I try not to get into a lot of emotional things right now. So I'm not doing a lot of one-on-one coaching because I'm going through my own thing and I'm trying to protect my peace and you know, and so I just keep it right now to the coaching and with photographers and the group coaching and mentoring. I mix mentoring and coaching together. I know they're two different things, but I kind of blend it. And there's just so much more. I'm going to dive deeper into a lot of things. But again, I just graduated in January, right? December. I just graduated in December. A lot of things have happened between now and December. And I'm doing a lot of things, but I'm pacing myself, and I'm still staying in, you know, online, connecting with everybody, still trying to educate myself on how I can serve my community as well as my own photography clients. I haven't even touched that as much because that is some deep emotional things that some of my clients are going through, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet to dig deep into that heavy emotion.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense. And
but
it's so
I like
great.
what I'm doing now.
Oh, that's so great. And it's so beautiful too to honor where you're at. You're like, this is the aspect of my business I'm focusing on right now, and I need to protect my peace, and working on yourself. Like, that's so inspiring, especially for any type of entrepreneur. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. And to just wrap it up, I want to ask, like, what's next for you? What are you currently offering? Where can people find you if they've been inspired by you and want to follow along on more of your journey? Share everything you've got going on.
Yeah, you can find me here. I would love y'all to follow me and follow the stories of my clients, and just keep in touch with me. Say hello. You saw me on Yes Supply IG live, but it's Felicia Reed Photography. If you want to look at my website, you'll be able to click on FeliciaReed.com. I'm on Pinterest. Let's see what's next. Right now, I recorded. So we're all about making passive income, right? That's what we do. So I did finally finish and record all of my 5 modules. So Making Money Moves, it was set up for photographers, but I actually had one tax person in there. She was my client. She's like, Felicia, these are like skills that I need too. And I'm like, they're totally applicable to any entrepreneur. Delegating, mindset, luxury pricing, profitability. You don't have to be a photographer to take my course. I think you will find so much value and love. You'll be placed in a private Facebook group where I come on live every week, and you can ask me anything. That last week we talked about self-sabotage, you know, and all the things, you know, that we as business owners could be telling ourselves that could be sabotaging our business. So these are conversations we have in my private group. So Making Money Moves, if you want to know, just DM me and I'll be glad to give you the link. Everything's pre-recorded. It even has like my own branded little like worksheets, you know. And what's coming up in the summer, I hope to start a 12-week mastermind, probably in July, the 3rd quarter. I will start a mastermind based on the neuroenergetic wiring, you know, framing. So I was like, that's easy. Just follow along, because that's what Reese said. And so I would like to start from the beginning to the end and work in a 12-week period and see how entrepreneurs can start off, you know, put their goal into the future, and then how they can accomplish, how can I serve them and help them accomplish that goal at the end of the 12 weeks, but using all the mindset tools that I've learned, identity and all of the things, you know, limiting beliefs, crushing those things. And so I'm really working on that in July. That's going to be a pretty big one. So I just continue to follow me, and I'm here to support you. I love entrepreneurs. I love networking. I love connecting. I love collaborations. There's some coaches. Y'all want to have some one-to-ones? I'm here. I'm ready. We can collaborate.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
I empower women. So that's the main thing. Empowering women in their feminine divine, in their body, in their business, you know. So that's me.
Oh, thank you for sharing all of this, Felicia. You're such an inspiration to me, and I always love your energy. You are magnetic, and hearing your story, I hope everyone else feels as inspired as I do. So thank you for doing this.
It was an honor. Thank you for asking me. I'm so happy, and I love y'all to pieces. I mean, I hate not seeing your face every week. I used to see you every week.
I know. I miss seeing everyone every week. It was such a fun group. So And I also wanted to say, for anyone who's been listening to Felicia and they're like, I want to learn the tools and techniques that she's teaching her clients, we have the doors to the Yes Supply Method open. We still have spots in our upcoming cohorts that are beginning next month. And then after that, we'll have another round in June. So if anyone wants those dates, I can send them over to you. Just DM me at Yes Supply, and I'll be in the DMs all day today chatting with everyone. But
I highly recommend it. It is, if it's not to serve your clients, you will get coaching. You will get coached and you will be transformed, and you will just be, your mind will be blown at the things I've learned.
Thank you so much, Felicia. You're amazing. We love you. And
I love you
have
too.
the best day. Okay.
Love y'all. See you on the other side of the internet.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.